Welcome back to Exploring with Mark and Tom. This episode will focus on some of the more accessible High Sierra lakes, and one not so accessible. Nevertheless, it's a great place to start for anyone seeking a summer activity other than the typical California beach scene. So join us for a quick tour of 5 of the most outstanding lakes in the High Sierra. The Lone Pine Fish Hatchery was built in 1916 and has been stocking the local creeks, rivers, and lakes with a variety of trout for over 109 years. Its stunning European wood frame architecture combined with local river rock is very nicely done. Unfortunately, we have never been inside. They always seem to be closed. They are closed on weekends and only open on weekdays after 10 a.m. Still though, a nice place to stop by and take a look. California's Sierra Nevada mountains host over 3,000 lakes. Lake Crowley sits at an elevation of 6,939 feet above sea level. It has an overall surface area of 183,000 feet with an average depth of 114 feet. The lake is home to the fascinating Lake Crowley columns, geological pillars formed by a supervolcano eruption. 760,000 years ago, when groundwater heated volcanic ash creating vertical hardened zones that erosion exposed into towering columns. This is a one-of-a-kind rock formation and has not been seen anywhere else on Earth. This gorgeous jewel of a lake sits at 7,850 feet. This is the first time we have ever been here in the summer. Every time we have seen it in the past, it has been surrounded by snow-covered mountains and frozen solid. Here we are at the launch point, about to make our way across this sparkling sapphire gem. The deep blue-green color can be attributed to the fact that it is one of the deepest lakes in the Sierra Nevada, at over 150 feet. The name Convict Lake was inspired by an incident in September of 1871 in which a group of convicts escaped from the prison in Carson City, Nevada and took refuge near the lake. The village of June Lake is known as the Switzerland of California. It has a fantastic ski area known as June Mountain, which is a great alternative to Mammoth Mountain 10 miles away. It has a quaint village nestled away in a very steep-sided valley, featuring 4 main lakes along the June Lake Loop, and dozens of others that you can hike to at varying altitudes above the valley. June Lake itself sits at an elevation of 7,654 feet. It covers 320 acres and is 168 feet deep. In contrast to the jewel tones of Convict Lake, June Lake is an electric turquoise and lime green combination, which is also just stunning. Let's spend a moment here, and then you can hike with us up to 10,600 feet to visit Fern Lake, the most beautiful lake of our trip. Here we are next to the trailhead for Fern Lake, featuring a little slow-motion video of the quaking aspen tree that highlights the unique way the leaves seem to wave at you. Fern Lake is a relatively short but very challenging hike as you ascend over 1,500 feet in a mile and a half. That is steep, my friends, but worth every step when you see the paradise that lies at the other end of the trail. Not only is it a very picturesque alpine lake, but it offers stunning views of the valley on the way up and several waterfalls along the way. The trail is steep and rocky and located in bear country, so bring your pepper spray. It is a popular summer and fall hike, and the parking lot is very low with light pollution at night and perfect for stargazing in the evenings. Now let's hike up and check out Fern Lake. are at our fifth and final lake, Lake Sabrina in the Eastern Sierra. At an elevation of 9,130 feet, it covers an area of about 195 acres, and it's about 100 feet deep. It is another gorgeous setting, and in contrast to the jewel tones of Convict Lake and the electric turquoise of June Lake, Lake Sabrina has more of a deep emerald tone. We stopped here on our way back to Pasadena, hoping to do some boating. But after a weekend of hiking and biking and already kayaking on 2 other lakes, we felt that we were too tired to take the boats off the truck. Also, looking at a 5-hour drive ahead of us. So here's a quick look at Lake Sabrina. We hope you have enjoyed our video, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Mark and Tom.